hope you're well and having a really good day today. So today I'm doing a Disney themed Q&A specifically about Disneyland Paris. I asked a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram, which is at Ellie Steadman, if there was anything Disney related anyone wanted to ask for a Q&A, and I did get quite a few responses, so I'm breaking up the videos into a few different categories. The first question comes from _Rebecca_ and she said, did you book your airport transfer before your trip or did you sort it out once you arrived at the airport? For my Disneyland Paris trip in March with Chelsea, I did book both my transfers before, and I would definitely book transfers before you get to the airport. To book the shuttle, the VEA shuttle I think it's called. I think it's like the magical shuttle, it's the official Disneyland Paris shuttle, and I think it was £25 each return. For the trip in July we're booking a private shuttle. I would make sure you've booked it before. You don't want to be turning up at the airport trying to find someone to take you to your location. You don't know who you could be getting in a car with. You can actually turn up and pay on the day for the VEA shuttle. I would definitely book it in advance. The next question is from Cheeky Granny, and she said, I'm thinking of going to Disneyland Paris but I have no idea where to start on planning things. How did you plan your most recent trip? I booked the Disneyland Paris holiday for March all direct through Disney. The only thing I booked separately was the shuttle, the hotel, the park tickets and the transport, which was both flights there and back. I booked direct with Disney on the Disneyland Holidays website. It was just the most convenient way to do it. We got pretty much the best deal on there. Sometimes it's cheaper to book things separately, so book your transport separately, your park ticket separately and your hotel separately, and that is what I have done for my July trip. I've booked a flight there, the Eurostar home, I've booked a hotel on lastminute.com, and I'm buying park tickets at the gate. So this time we've done it kind of DIY just because that saves us more money than booking it direct. So when you're planning a trip and you've worked out what time of year you want to go, look around on some of these websites that do offer everything in one package, like Disney Holidays, and see how much they're saying. Do a little research of your own and put in like hotels on one website, flights on the other, and see if you can make it cheaper booking it individually. It's a bit more of a faff to do it all yourself, but if you can save money doing it, I would definitely recommend doing it DIY. Gemma, me at 6, said, I'd love to know how much money to take. I don't have a clue. I'm going on a B&B basis to Paris for 4 nights. For the trip in March, myself and Chelsea were there for 5 days and 4 nights. We had breakfast included at our hotel and I needed money to cover everything else. I took €350 for the 5 days and I came back with about €40 to €50, and that was for everything apart from the princess meal. If you'd watched the vlogs that you would have seen us do. €300 got me all of the stuff you would have seen in my Disneyland Paris haul. It bought me all the meals, and we did eat a lot. I think we had at least one sit down meal every day, so that was a good amount of money for me to take, and I still had some left when I came home. I would always say take a little bit more than you originally thought, just so you've got it if you need it. If you can take a little bit more, then you're covered. Obviously you don't have to spend it all. It's very easy to spend it all, but it's always best to have more, so you've got it if you need it. And if you come home with excess euros, great, you can just transfer them back to pounds or leave them as euros for your next trip. Try and work out if you need money for food for every day, and if you're going to be doing sit down meals or quick service meals or just snacking. If you budget yourself, then obviously you're giving yourself that guideline of how much you can spend. I received a couple of questions about the Disneyland Paris PhotoPass. Shannon9213 that said, yay, would love to know about the PhotoPass in Disneyland Paris, prices, etc. And Kirsty_1 who said, I would love to know how many photos you got from your PhotoPass on your trip to Disneyland Paris. It's just me and my boyfriend going and he doesn't do rides, so I was wondering if it was worth getting if we just do characters during extra magic hours. The Disneyland Paris PhotoPass service is a fantastic thing that I would definitely recommend doing. It's €50. Sometimes there are vouchers flying around, so have a Google and see if you can find one. Mostly at character meet and greets and on the rides there are people with professional cameras, or there are cameras that will take your picture, and you, if you purchase a PhotoPass, have access to that photo. You can get it printed, but mostly what it's for is to get a digital download that you can take home, download and do whatever you want with it. On our trip in March, I think we had around 190 photos. A lot of those were ride photos because we did do a lot of the same rides over and over again, but mostly they were all character meet and greets because we met so many characters and got some incredible pictures with the PhotoPass service. PhotoPass is valid from 10 days from the first time you use it. Basically what happens is you go up to meet a character and you give your card, which is literally a little card like a debit card which says PhotoPass on it, to the photographer. They scan it, they take your pictures, and that's it. You can download an app, the My PhotoPass app, which will instantly show you the pictures that have been taken, whether on the rides or meeting a character. You can then save the photos from the app to your camera roll on your phone and share them instantly, and you can then save them when you're home and do print them yourself, which is what I did. I'd 100% recommend purchasing it. It is such a brilliant thing to have, especially if there's just a couple of you and you can't always take pictures, or if you're like myself and you're filming, you don't think you're going to get as good pictures. The quality of the photos we got was fantastic. We bought our PhotoPass at the Hotel Cheyenne shop, which was our hotel shop. All the hotel shops, the Disney hotel shops, sell them. There's also a few shops in both parks that will sell them as well. Once you get home, you've got 1 year to download your photos before they disappear. Disneyland Park, you can use it on Space Mountain, Buzz Lightyear's Laser Blast, Big Thunder Mountain, Pirates of the Caribbean, Meet Mickey Mouse and the Princess Pavilion. And in the Studios Park, you can use it at the Rock and Roller Coaster and the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. If you see any meet and greets happening, like the ones that happen in the extra magic hours, usually they have a PhotoPass photographer with them. They don't have these photographers at the kind of random meet and greets that happen during the park. Alice and the Mad Hatter and Hook and Smee, they did not have a PhotoPass photographer there. When we met Mickey and Minnie together and Pluto, they both had photographers there. So not everyone has it, but it's so worth doing it. I think it's like €15 just to get one photo printed when you're there. So I would 100% get the PhotoPass, and then you can print them all when you get home like I did. I printed 200 pictures for like £7. One more thing I want to add about PhotoPass is when you get off a ride, there will be screens showing each photo. There is like a QR reader on the screen, which what you would do is open up the app on your phone and scan it. Serena from @SerenaDundas on Twitter said, "Can you meet the Disney non-princesses such as Pocahontas, Alice, Jane, etc.? There's no scheduled meet and greets for those characters." I did meet Alice on my last day, and she just happened to be around the teacups area, which is where she does meet. I didn't see Pocahontas or Jane there, and I think they're very rare characters to find. Disneyland Paris only tells you a selected amount of character meet and greets that are happening. The rest of them are considered random and kind of just happen around the park without you being informed that they're happening. Always ask if you can. You probably won't get an answer, but always ask. You never know, you might get lucky. But keep your eyes out where you would think that character would be, because they're not going to put Pocahontas by the teacups. They're going to put the characters in settings that match the character. It's Mole said, "I went to Disneyland Paris for the day and I totally forgot about Fastpasses. How much time did you and Chelsea save through Fastpasses on your most recent trip?" Fastpasses are 100% worth it because they're free and they're included in the cost of your ticket. It's not like you're paying any more for the privilege, it's part of your ticket. To be honest, when we went in March, it wasn't peak season, it was fairly quiet. It was only the top rides like Big Thunder Mountain that had a longer wait time, so we always fast passed Big Thunder Mountain. And when we were in the Studios Park, we used fast pass so that Chelsea could go on some of the bigger rides, so we knew that way she'd be through the queue quicker. You get a 30-minute window to use your fast pass. So what you do is you have your ticket, you walk up to the fast pass machine, you scan your ticket or swipe it, and it will give you a ticket with a return time that says, for example, 11:10 to 11:40, and that is the time frame in which you can return to that ride and go through the fast pass queue. Not every ride at Disneyland Paris has the fast pass option. In the Disneyland Paris park, you have Big Thunder Mountain, the Indiana Jones ride, Peter Pan's Flight, Buzz Lightyear's Laser Blast, Space Mountain and Star Tours. And then in the Studios Park you have Flying Carpets over Agrabah, Ratatouille, the Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. So when you approach one of those rides, you'll see the Fast Pass area and it will say what time the current return time is for that fast pass, so you know what return time you're going to get if you choose to get a fast pass at that time. If that time period suits you, get yourself a fast pass for that time, scan or swipe your ticket and you'll be issued with your little paper fast pass, which you must make sure to pick up and get. Only have one fast pass at a time, so if you have a fast pass for 3 till 3:30 on Tower of Terror, you cannot get another fast pass for any ride until you have used that first original fast pass. When your time frame for your fast pass is open, head to the ride, head to the fast pass entrance, and the cast member will take your ticket and in you go through the fast pass queue. For us, fast pass was brilliant and we will definitely be using it whenever we go back to Paris. If you know there's a ride you want to do, get the fast pass time, just do it. It's a really good service and it's free. Kylie Tonkin asked, "As a first time visitor to Disneyland Paris next year, I'd like to know what you think the first thing we should do when we get to the park is." There is nothing quite like walking into a Disney park for the first time. Just soak in the atmosphere. It's an incredible, beautiful, quite emotional feeling. Walk down Main Street and just be like, oh my god, I'm at Disney. Charlotte_Ann 1997 said, "I would like to know more about meeting characters in Cafe Mickey and the Princess Mill. Do you have to book for them, or do you just walk in and pay for what you buy? What's the best time of day to go for them? The princess meal we actually booked about 2 months, I think, in advance, and we booked it for a late lunch, early evening dinner at 6 o'clock. Cafe Mickey breakfast we booked on the Thursday. As soon as we turned up and we walked past the restaurant, we booked it for the Sunday morning. You have the opportunity to book restaurants at Disneyland Paris 2 months before you go. So if you want to do a character meal, book 2 months before you go. We were quite lucky that we managed to get a walk-up kind of booking for the Cafe Mickey. The Cafe Mickey breakfast was, I think, €17, which was a discounted price because we were staying on Disney property. Princess meal was, I think, €67 for 3 courses and 1 drink. For best times of day to go, I would always probably do Cafe Mickey for breakfast or lunch because it's the same experience as dinner. You get the same sort of characters really. It's cheapest to go breakfast and then lunch is second cheapest. We had the earliest time for breakfast just so we got it done, and we still made extra magic hours at the park. For the princess meal, we did it early evening so that we missed kind of the late afternoon rush after the parade, and we still had time when we left the restaurant to enjoy some rides before watching Dreams. Really is preference and kind of what availability you can get, but if I was picking, I'd always pick breakfast for Cafe Mickey and I'd always book an early evening dinner for the princess meal. Chiara Adema, I think I'm saying that wrong, said which Disneyland Paris food is a must eat. Off the top of my head is a Casey's corner hot dog, just because I love those hot dogs. The hot dogs with the melted cheese on, oh my god, beautiful. Kezia Gill said which restaurants do you prefer and would you recommend a dining meal plan? Some of my favourite restaurants at Disneyland Paris were both the character meals we did, the Cafe Mickey and the Princess Auberge de Cendrillon, and I loved Hakuna Matatas, which is a quick service in Adventureland. I also quite liked some of the meals in the Disney Village area. We went to Planet Hollywood and Annette's Diner and Rainforest Cafe, and they were all good. The food quality isn't as good as Disney World. It is a little bit more theme park sort of food. I didn't do a meal plan when we were there, but we did take up some of the meal options they have in certain restaurants. So pretty much every restaurant apart from the character meals, there's 3 different options and you can pick one of them, and it's like a main and a dessert and a drink, and a main and a dessert and a drink for €10, €11 or €15. We did that a lot because it did work out cheaper to buy the main with the dessert and the drink than to buy it separately. Disney does offer half board and full board plans now, and there are different tiers of them, and it depends on what hotel you stay in what you get. My knowledge on this isn't complete because I haven't done it, but I do know they run offers now where you book your hotel and they will chuck in the meal plan for free. There's 4 different tiers now of the half board and the full board, so it does get a bit confusing. You have the hotel, the standard, the plus and the premium. So for example, the hotel is only meals in your hotel. The standard will give you a few other options in the park, the plus will give you a few more, and the premium obviously will give you pretty much access to everything. You're given vouchers for your meals which you use to pay for your meal or pay towards, so I know that sometimes vouchers can be used as part payment for more expensive meals. Some of the meal plans come with like snack time treats which allow you to have a hot chocolate and some sort of donut, I'm pretty sure. Claire93_TW said, do you know what the queues will be like in September and the best places to eat? I think I've covered the best places to eat. Depending on what part of September you go, whether it's the start and you're still getting the end of the school holidays, or later on and you're just missing it, try and see if French children are in school or out of school, and again with the English schools, because if children are off school it's going to be much busier, and it's always busier at the weekends as well. If it is busier, just make use of the Fastpass system, try and plan your day. I'm going in July and I know it's going to be rammed in comparison to what it was like in March, but you just make the best of it. But if you are looking to book a holiday, try and do it when people are still at school, because the school kids will make it much busier. Lauren.Aston said, I'm going to Disneyland Paris in October. What is one thing that you recommend as an absolute must do? And is there anything that you think isn't really worth doing? This is kind of personal opinion. It depends on what you like to do. I don't like big rides, so I'm not going to say go on Tower of Terror. There are so many good rides for all types of people. My must do is to watch Dreams and just generally soak up the atmosphere of the place because it's beautiful. My ride must do is Big Thunder Mountain, just because I think it's awesome. Definitely watch Magic on Parade because it's incredible as well. It's really hard to say one thing that you really have to do. You might not like what I like and vice versa. And for things that aren't worth doing, again, personal opinion, I didn't really think Star Tours was that great because it was all in French and I didn't really understand it. I kind of liked the simulator but didn't get the theming. Teen Disney _ kind of asked a similar question, which was what top things would you do if you had one day at Disneyland Paris? I'm going to be buying an annual passport this year, which means I can go back to Disney pretty much any time I want over the next year, so I'm pretty sure I will be doing a lot of day trips. So if that happens, I'll be doing day vlogs and you'll be able to see everything I do in a day at Disney. But my dream day would be to get there for extra magic hours at 8 AM, meet as many characters as I can, get in the queue for the Princess Pavilion and get a return time for the Princess Pavilion, go on as many rides as possible, meet Belle, go on Big Thunder Mountain so many times that I can't actually do it anymore, watch the parade, eat a Casey's hot dog, eat an ice cream, eat at Hakuna Matata, basically eat everything, watch the fireworks and cry my eyes out. That would be my dream day. So that is everything for my Disneyland Paris Q&A. Thank you so much to the people that asked questions. If you have anything you want to know that I've missed about Disneyland Paris, leave me a little comment below. Or if there's anything you want to know about Disney in general, whether it's things I like about Disney, things I don't like, etc., or about Disney World, leave those below as well. My Disneyland Paris trip is not far away. I'm going on July the 27th, so I'm very excited. Thank you so much for sticking with me to my channel, whether you're new or old or whatever. I passed 5,000 subscribers recently, which was an incredible feeling. I can't believe there's that many of you watching, even though it's a smallish number in comparison to other people. It just means the world. Your support and your comments and your niceness is everything to me, so thank you so much. As always, social media is below and I will always reply to you on there or in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope you have a really lovely and magical day. I'll see you very soon. Bye. We have booked to go to Disneyland Paris in July for my birthday. Yay! So excited.